it also propels them and helps them to feel great about themselves because they know that they're making a difference in the world. So I think if you have a calling, if you want to make a difference in the world, you want to help change the world for the better, and you love working with people and seeing them excel and knowing that you had a hand in helping that person reach another level. I think those are two things that really are calling to them when they come to take the coaching class. I want to make a difference. I want to have the education and the skills and the tools to help make that difference. And then I want to feel great myself knowing that I've helped somebody make a huge transition in their life to living a life that they love as opposed to a life where they're not happy at all.
Right. Yes, I agree with you. And it is really good when you watch somebody that has so much potential become that person.
Yes. It's just really rewarding. Even though, as coaches, we're not actually taking the steps. We're just encouraging, motivating, and inspiring the client to stay on their path.
Right.
And so we can't really take credit for the steps our clients took, but then again, we can.
But really, I have found that it's mostly helping them shed their limiting beliefs.
Right. It's shed the limiting beliefs, and that occurs. And also, when somebody has the limiting beliefs and they're still ruminating and resonating around their mind, and it's what keeps us stuck in our comfort zone, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's when we start reprogramming those negative messages into, yes, you can, yes, you are, I already have this, it's already occurred in my life, I can see it now, I can feel it, I can taste it, I can touch it. That's when the transition occurs. And when you have that vision statement where you can see yourself and you can taste it, touch it, feel it, know it to be true, that's when we've taken the ceiling off of our comfort zone. It's like the comfort zone, we bounce, I think we have a ceiling and a floor, and we bounce between that ceiling and the floor of our comfort zone until we take steps to raise the bar, if you are, raise the ceiling on it. And that's what happens when we have the vision statement. It kind of blows away the ceiling of our comfort zone. It's just kind of obliterates it. It isn't there anymore. We are able to take steps to do things that would normally have caused us anxiety or stress. We're able to take the steps to blow right through that into where we're meant to be.
Right. Oh, I love that. That's very eloquently said. Yes. So as we move forward and we outgrow that vision story, and this has been something that I stopped doing it, even though it came true. Once that vision story came true, I didn't write another one for a while, and it was like I thought that, okay, the universe gave me that, I better not ask for anything else, and that's not the case, is it?
No. Yeah. So because of those vision statements are normally manifest within 6 months, I just highly recommend doing it every 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think that vision boards do the same thing?
A vision board is very helpful because you're seeing it in your mind's eye, but also hearing the words and having that reprogrammed subconscious mind, I believe, is an added oomph, if you will. I think a vision board is a great thing. I really do. I think being able to see it in your mind's eye, especially if you're a visual learner, there are 3 different modalities that people learn in mostly, and that's visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So some people learn by seeing things, some people learn by hearing things, and some people learn by touching, feeling things. And so the vision statement can be auditory, and then you can have your vision board to go with it, which just adds more emphasis. And then, the sensing feeling, that's when you want to get out and do the things that you are being called to do. You want to actually start taking the steps. So I think that a vision board can be very impactful, especially if the person is a visual learner. But I think it's very important to reprogram those subconscious messages that hold us back. So that's the auditory. So I really believe that the vision statement, and whether you're reading it or whether you're listening to it, either way, I think it's still very, very important, because it's our language, I believe, that holds us back mostly. Those negative voices that we hear, that we heard when we were kids,
Yep.
or from whoever it was that was around us, that was our influencer, it's reprogramming those sentences into empowering sentences instead of ones that hold us back. I think it's really important to have that language in our mind, and the only way to get that really is to have it rewritten and read it, or to hear it over and over again. So, yeah, I believe a vision board is very important, but not as important as having the language behind it.
Right. And I guess it's important for you to realize what kind of learner you are, and to put the most emphasis on that. For me personally, reading that vision statement out loud at night would made such a big difference, because then as I was drifting off to sleep, I would picture the things.
Yeah, right. You were making yourself at home in your vision statement and letting that resonate with you all night long, and it's reprogramming your subconscious mind through the night.
Yep, and that really worked. And I just recently wrote a new one, and I've had maybe 3 or 4 now. One of them was this radio station, and
that's great.
And I was really trying, there are so many people out there that can't afford coaching, and there's so much bad news and bad programming, that it was my goal to uplift people. And you can't reach everybody, and so many people can't afford coaching that need it maybe the most. They just need that uplifting to know that there is strength there, and the name of my company is Strength from Within Training. So
beautiful.
Thank you. So that's how this radio station came about, and I was trying to force it. You know what I mean? I was trying too hard, and I was taking focus off of the Devolution show, which was already becoming successful, and I was kind of letting that go and focusing on what was next. And somebody said to me, if I were you, I would focus on the Devolution show, and W4 Divas will just take care of itself. And they're not a manifester, this person isn't, that they would not say that they were. They don't realize how much they are one. And I took that advice, and because it felt good, it felt better, and then voila, those little baby steps started appearing. Yes,
beautiful. Yeah, and so here's what I think: if you find that you're struggling, that it's a uphill battle, then you're probably not on the right path. And there's a difference between not being on the right path and having your old negative programming interfering. When you're on the right path, the doors open. They just do. The doors just open up wide for you.
Right.
And when, if it's not the right path, then it's a struggle. So figure it out. If you're struggling, it's not the right path. If the doors are opening magically for you, then you're definitely on the right path.
Absolutely, right. And you kind of know, you get that feeling, and the universe gives you things when you are ready, not when you think you're ready. And all of a sudden, right. and you're absolutely right, because I backed off, and all of a sudden these things started happening, and then it all came about, and it was magical. There was a local Shark Tank that and I went and I proposed the idea of W4 Divas, and I lost. I didn't get the money. But they did it again, and I went back, and I did get it.
Nice.
Yes. And then after that, then things just went. and I got all the equipment, and I got a really good location, and things just really went along well. And if I would have kept pushing it at the first time I was trying to make it happen, I probably would have given up.
Yeah. So you followed your, I guess, the signs. Really, is what you did. You follow the signs. Okay, it's not the right time yet, and now here it is, time to go, and voila.
Mm-hmm. So I couldn't agree with you more. So here we are, and you're not me necessarily, but here's a person that's standing there looking around, and they have several paths to choose from. And one feels pretty good, and so they start walking down that path, and something horrible happens. What do you do?
Well, I believe, I don't know, I'm just going to say I haven't had that experience where I've been taking a path that feels really good and had something step in the way of that, because I believe when you're in alignment with your heart and where you're meant to go, and that the universe just provides and unfolds in beautiful and miraculous ways. But if somebody has done that, taken a path that feels good to them, and it had something drastic happen to them, there's a message there. So you want to pay attention to it. And you want to understand what that message is so that you don't repeat and do it again.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Yep. I love it. Well, you have given us just tons of advice. I love it. Thank you so much. So what does a day in your life look like?
Wow. Well, today I'm going to be working on marketing my classes. So, I get to talk to coaches that are, like I have a coach that was reaching out to me by email today, so I'm going to be talking to him and seeing how I can motivate and inspire him to keep moving forward. And, so I get to talk to my coaches and work on marketing my classes. And yesterday I was working on printing out certificates for graduates. And so that's pretty much it for me. I'm all absorbed into my coaching world. And very recently, I got into a relationship with a wonderful man. I'm really excited about that. It's been very rewarding. I haven't been in a relationship for 12 years, and so that's another transition for me, if you will. And I'm really enjoying it and loving it, and I feel very blessed right now.
Excellent. Congratulations. And I believe I spoke to him. Did he have his knee surgery yet? Is it knee or hip?
Oh yeah, right. It's hip surgery, and no, that's on the schedule. It hasn't occurred yet. Good memory, Deborah. Thank you. Yeah, we're on the calendar, but not happened yet.
Well, give him my good vibes for a successful and speedy recovery. And
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, what's next for you? What's coming down the pipes for you?
Well, I have this inner calling. I mean, this is how it happens, right? We just pay attention to the signs. I have this inner calling to begin traveling to teach people how to coach. I did before. I traveled before throughout the United States and actually went to Singapore and did training over there. So I have this inner calling to get on the road again and start doing trainings for individuals that want to learn how to coach. So that's I think the next thing for me. And I'm also producing books. Like I mentioned, we're on our second book about coaching. So I believe that I'm going to continue to produce books about coaching. And then at the same time, I see myself traveling to teach people how to coach.
Very good. If you come this way, please let me know.
Oh, absolutely. Great. That would be great.
And make sure that you come in the fall.
Right. That's one thing. That's my prerequisite. I don't do cold.
Yeah. And I'll
Being
tell
from
you,
Southern California.
Yes. Is that where you've always lived? Have you always lived in Southern California?
Pretty much. I lived in England, in Cheltenham and Gloucestershire for 5 years. But other than that, I've pretty much lived in California. I was born in Ohio.
That's where I was born.